Hello, my name is Anna Burdin, and yes, indeed, I have been in corporate world for a while.
How do I make sure that I have stable income as a virtual assistant?
I think it's very important when you meet the person for the first time, and I think that the energy should match.
After that, I was already ready to end the interview because I'm not really interested to continue.
When you go to the interview, you need to prepare the questions. It's very important to ask the question.
I think one of the biggest fears of assistants is that they are afraid to make a mistake. But like, if we talk about the first interview, when the assistant is having their first interview with you, how to stand above the competition if you are a newbie?
It's a very good question, actually. But I think that here you can come with back to the questions. I know that I'm repeating myself, but it's very important. I think that you should be more prepared, if I may so, and you can ask more original questions.
Or maybe bring
well.
some specific
Or
solutions.
bring some specific solution, right? And maybe you can say it like, yes, I am new, but I speak not only English, but I speak another language. I'm very new, but I'm a fantastic photographer, videographer. I love dogs more than ever. I know that you have a dog. So, that's why I'm telling you it's very important to go through the LinkedIn page of your future client and so on. And you will try to find something that you can use in the interview to stand out.
Yeah, and one of the examples is actually one of my VAs. So she is a manager of this YouTube channel, by the way, and she had zero experience before as an assistant. And when I was looking for a YouTube manager, so she basically created a presentation on Canva, and she spent maybe a few days to research about how she can improve my YouTube channel. And she basically wrote some ideas and suggestions what steps she's going to take to basically improve my YouTube channel. And I was really, really impressed, and I hired her almost immediately. We just had a call, and then I hired her. So we have been working together for like 6 over months, I think, by now. And so yeah, this is basically you need to show the value first before you actually sell yourself. Yeah, because if you show the value, sometimes entrepreneurs wouldn't even ask like, oh, do you have previous clients? How long did you work together? You just need to show the value for them.
Yeah, or if you're original, or just to be yourself. Don't pretend to be who you are not. That's also very important.
Yeah, and what do you think about the language, and a culture? Do you feel that your assistant should have a perfect English, or how can this be handled?
I think it really depends if you communicate with the clients. Of course, if you communicate with the clients, not your client, but your client's clients, for example, of course, the language should be as good as possible. But nowadays, honestly, you have so many solutions that
Like
you can,
AI
that can improve your English, especially if you do everything by email. The cultural differences, yes, you have them for sure, and I think it depends on the country, and of course the assistants in Europe are not kind of the same than in assistants in Asia for many reasons. For example, the assistant in Asia, whatever happens at midday, she's going to go and have her lunch. Right?
Yeah.
But the assistant in France, for example, will never pick up the phone after 7 p.m. So there are cultural differences and so on. But then your cultural difference is also the value. You can also bring the value to your client because, for example, if I want to know more about Indonesia, you can teach me more about Indonesia. Or Singapore, you can tell me more things. You can do researches. You speak the language which I don't speak. So that's another value which is very important.
It also happened to some of my students. Let's say they work with a client from Dubai, and then the client gets interested in actually bringing his business to Indonesia after working with them. And this person, the VA, basically can do the research for them, like market research, prepare materials because they are familiar with this country. So yeah, that's the added value.
For sure, and you speak the language of the country, that gives a very, very high value because you can do some research, as you mentioned, by yourself, right? Or you need to reinvest into someone doing it.
And when you are choosing an assistant, how important is a fee for you? Like, do you really choose virtual assistants by how low is their charge, or what are the other factors that you count?
I think that the fee, yes, I think it's one of the factors. I think that nowadays everyone is trying to cut the costs where they can, that's for sure. And I think this is a big value, but also don't sell yourself at a very cheap price either, because it's your time, it's your knowledge. You spend money for your lessons and for many things. And remember, you have the value. So you're affordable, but not cheap. I think that also the flexibility, because the person can be everywhere, I can be everywhere, and I like being everywhere. So that's, I think, the biggest value of it. But probably one of the risks is the time zone, because, for example, my last assistant was in Israel, and I was here. So, of course, I can get your answers only from 2 p.m., which is normal. So I think it helps when you are more or less in the same time zone, if it's possible.
Yeah, especially if you are a personal assistant and you need to chat with your client frequently. I think this maybe is not the case for some of the services. Like, let's say if you are managing social media and you don't really need to speak to your client every single time.
Yeah.
So basically, if you do just specific tasks, you can do them at your own pace, and you don't really communicate with your client that much. Maybe just a few times a week. Then I think that different time zone difference can be managed. But of course, if you are managing the person's life and family matters, then it's when it is important.
Yeah.
So what are the other things that assistants manage for you besides like your family matters?
So for me, my assistant had everything. I mean, I was always joking that if one day she wants to rob everything, she's going to do, because she had all my credit cards, all my social papers, insurance, keys of the house, and so on.
Wow.
So it's really full life. So it was from trips management, meaning tickets, booking of the hotels, restaurants bookings, organizing the meetings with the managers from other companies, booking the conferences, working the PR or marketing on the events, where it shall be, what time, transport. So every single step of my life.
Managing your
belonged to
meetings, the
everything,
time. Okay,
everything, yeah.
okay, interesting. And by the way, how do you manage the personal information with the assistants? Like, how, just now you said you give them your personal cards,
Yeah.
details. How does it work? Are you like, do you feel safe sharing this, or you have specific cards?
No, honestly, yeah, I give the card. I just give my card, and that's it. But because in the beginning, of course, I don't do it. The person uses my corporate card, but if you can see that the person is very loyal
And
and
trustworthy.
trust, yeah. For example, Wan Li, she was, as I mentioned her already, she was fantastic. She was handling all the passwords as well for all my websites from A to Z, because I always losing them. And she was, helping me even with my passwords. Medical, as I said, appointments, even holidays sometimes.
Would you recommend any specific software to keep all this private data, like Notion, or like is it just Google Spreadsheet or Google Docs?
For me, well, it wasn't Google Spreadsheet, but it was just a shared file.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, just shared file.
honestly,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. So there are different tools, like also LastPass, where you can store your passwords.
Yeah.
But actually, in my experience, it is usually always simpler than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I don't know how it works with virtual assistants in this case, because I never had any experience. But for example, sometimes you need to buy presents for your clients, right? Christmas, Chinese New Year, and so on. So this was also handled by my assistant. I simply didn't have time to do so. So taking care of the team sometimes, meaning organizing all the meetings with the team,
Finding
communication with the team as well. And I think that if you communicate with your client's team, it's very important because you're part of this communication, and you need to help him or her to build a healthy team. So of course your attitude and engagement is very important.
Yeah, and another thing is that if you feel that there is something else that your client might need, you can even, be proactive and say like, oh, I see that you need help with calendar management. I see you are very busy. How about I also help you with the calendar management? So I think this is really great. Just recently, my virtual assistant was like, Tanya, I think you need a person to also manage your another Instagram with reviews. So how about I will provide 15 posts for you every single month? And I was like, yeah, this is needed for me, so I hire you immediately. So you can actually be initiate.
Initiate. And when you see that there is a problem that you can do better, organize the agenda better, don't use, for example, Google Meet or Outlook, I'm saying whatever, right? Or something else, come and suggest it, just explain why, not because I think it's, so just come and don't be afraid to break someone else's habits. You can create new habits.
Yeah, just recently also my assistant said, Tanya, we have like different chats with different teams. I think we need to be more organized. How about we move our communication to Trello? And it was really great because on Trello it's really more organized. We can track the progress easily. So I'm really grateful for that because sometimes entrepreneurs are so busy. We don't really, we are like stuck with our own systems, how we used to do.
Yeah.
So your ideas would always be welcome.
Yeah,
by your
sure.
clients.
And I think that of course don't be greedy to invest in yourself. It's not that, for example, you finish the course with Tanya and that's it. Don't be greedy in terms of continue investing in yourself. And by investment, it's not only spending money, but reading books, watching some experts online, talking to people. If you see an opportunity to talk to someone who is in this position or who is hiring someone, ask. And every time you're going to ask, watch the movies. There are so many good movies about the personal assistants, The Intern and, of course, Diablo Wears Prada. So there was a little thing that you can always use to make yourself more professional. Don't stop, continue always involving, and one day you're going to have personal assistant yourself.
Yes, that's true. Actually, this is also one of the important things is that people stop learning when they got their first client. They kind of feel like successful already, and they're like, okay, I know everything. But actually, like improving your skills all the time can bring your clients more value and also give you the opportunity to increase your rates, but in time. So it is really, really important. Yeah.
And by the way, you also want to receive the feedback from your clients. I think it's a part of the learning. Some people don't like feedback, especially they think, oh, I'm criticized, or it's negative. Even if it's negative, it's a feedback. Come and ask for the feedback yourself. Like, what do you think? We have been working for 1 month together. We've been working for 6 months together. What can I improve? What can I do better? It's always very valuable and it gives you new things. Don't be offended. It's not about you personally. It makes you go to the next level of your professional development and personal development as well.
Yeah, and it also shows that your client cares about you improving, so that you can work long term together as well. So you can even talk to your client and be straightforward from the start that it's really important for me to establish long-term partnership with you. So is it okay if I will be asking you for the feedback every few weeks, or if you have any feedback for me, you are always able to reach out to me. So I will make sure that I take every feedback seriously. So this also gives you the opportunity to show that you really care about your client.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Thank you so much, Anna.
My pleasure.
And yeah, I hope, guys, you have enjoyed this discussion. So now you are equipped with all the information that you need to know in order to really build and maintain productive and long-term partnership with your clients. Thank you very much for your time today. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like this video. Thank you very much. Thank you, Anna, for your time as well.
Good luck, and I'm sure you're going to shine. All the
Thank
best.
you. Bye.